Hello and good day. This is Brian Zaborni. I'm the Business Development Manager at Partium in North America. I wanted to first welcome you to this demo on demand, and essentially the overall purpose is to give you a top-level overview of what Partium can do, especially when it comes to identifying a part and basically how we use that quick identification in different areas, being that it's industrial parts search for maintenance, or if it's for retail, B2B, B2C, different areas, because if we can identify the part very fast, I obviously makes things a lot more efficient for your uses, and then what you do with that information can only help in different areas. So the overall goal, again, is to give you a quick overview as far as some of the features that we have. There definitely are more things that we can do and that can be work through depending on your need. So again, my contact information, I'll show it at the end of the video too, where you can send me questions, comments, if you want to schedule a separate call to discuss your situation, scenario, maybe some of the issues and some of the opportunities. More than willing to talk to you about it in further detail. For this example, we'll be talking about identification of this component specifically, and it is based on all of the master data that's loaded within the Partium cloud, and we'll be using our web-based search interface to identify the parts. So essentially what you'll see is this is our main interface that we have. Specifically, if it's not being integrated into existing user, we can actually use SDKs, APIs to integrate it perhaps within an existing search. Or if we need to have a separate white label application, web-based application, we can provide that too. So all that can be designed to fit your needs. What we're going to identify through here, at least show you descriptions, are we have semantic text and image search, where we can identify or at least pull information from that to basically identify what this part is, maybe even without text, and how it links. We can identify the exact part number, manufacturing, some of the measurements, bill of materials, different filters, and of course we can scan barcodes, different QR codes or other data matrix if it's linked within your master data. So let's start and show some examples of this. So we'll start first with the image search. We have different components that within here, and here is an example of this part that's actually installed. And what we'll do is upload this. What I can do too is obviously I can crop this down so it's isolated just on the part I want to look at. Very useful, especially if you're looking at a large machine that has a bunch of different components. So you just focus your search on a specific part, at least to help the AI and give a very clear result, and not confuse it by giving it too many things if possible. All right, so what it's now doing is churning through all the master data, identifying parts, and what's even more important is it's taking a look at the image, and it's not looking for a specific image match per se. And essentially, you can see the very top level, we can get a very clear match, and we found the part. You can see very clearly with the red handle and the valve. It's pulled out and it's ranked very high because most of the criteria, in fact, probably all in this scenario, are linked very high, so it ranks very high. Now, the one thing that is very interesting and notable is note that the images, or at least the parts below, do not have an image, but the content of it, it does show that it is a valve, it does have a handle, it has a water pump, so it is pulling from that image different text. So the AI can recognize different features enough to link it to the master data. So the key part and why this is important is Partium's major strength of what we can offer right now is that you do not need images for all of your master data for it to work properly. Our AI can basically extract the information from the photo and link it to the text that's provided within the master data. Okay, so let's drill down a little bit further as far as identifying this part, because as a user, you have some options. Say, for example, you want to purchase it. We can have this add to cart button, which right now it generates an email that can be linked to whoever you want it to be within your organization, or you can link it perhaps within your e-commerce platform So you can take that data specifically, link it to whatever your e-commerce platform is, and then you can create the procurement and make sure that that transaction is completed as needed. Right now, we would add it to a cart, generate an email just as a standard. Okay. The other thing is say that I'm working within on site or in the field or on the floor, or I'm not really sure. Or if I'm a customer at home and I want to find out, is this the right part for my application? Um, I can confirm with an expert, which basically links into an agent portal application. What is going to do is saying that this is the part that I want to confirm. It was the basic information that was generated from my initial search. I can upload other images. Say, for example, I'm taking a photo of the part that I pulled out of my out of the pipes anyway, and I want to say, well, here's another image just to confirm that that's the right parts. So I have the original image that I used for the search, the results that we had from the database. I can upload other images. And then if there's other parts of the search that I was using, either with descriptions, exact terms, or anything else, that would all be included with what is being sent over to the field service agent. Okay. I can also add some more information saying, help, is this correct? Anything that you want to write or call me, anything that's going to be sent over, and this whole form together will be sent to somebody that can help. But note too that it's going to be very easy for the user to quickly ask for this help, and it's providing a lot of information up front, where typically if you're on the phone, you're asking questions back and forth. Our goal again is to make this simple and easy and as efficient, not only for the user, but also for the person within your company that is helping your customer. We want to make this very simple and useful. And this is proven to be very helpful, especially for a lot of applications. Okay. So we're going to continue back and look at some other searches. We've talked about uploading the images. Let's talk about bill of materials. In this example, we can take your master data, depending on how it's organized. And in this example, we're going to start with machine one. Machine one can be, say it's a vehicle that's out in the field that needs servicing. We can say that it's a machine within a cell on a plant floor that needs to have maintenance. Whatever is assigned to machine one, or whatever we're going to call that, here's a list of all the parts that were assigned to that. You'll see that there's components here, some with images, some without. Okay, so as a user, I know I'm a machine one and I want to isolate my search, and at least through that catalog, that's everything assigned to machine one. So anything going forward from that, it's going to isolate my search to anything that's assigned to machine one, which would then again make my search much quicker and more relevant. I don't want to pull out components that are used in a machine that's not even relevant to what I'm searching for. The other thing that's kind of useful and helpful for the user, say that I'm in front of machine one, it's good. I'm in charge of that and that's fine, but I don't know every part. I don't know specifically what this component is. I don't know what it's called. I'm not sure what the part number is, but I can describe it. Say it has a red handle. So for that, I can just type in red handle. By the way, spelling errors, if it's close enough, that's okay. It will still work. But note, out of machine one, I say red handle. First and foremost, here is a part that has a red handle. Here's the part that I've been looking for. Great. It's second. Here's something that has handle within the title. So things that are pretty close. Even this T piece, that is very similar to this component that has that T piece in there too. So the AI recognizes, again, with text only, that it's under this machine one category. It's taking the text and assigning it to the image. And I can say very clearly that it's assigning it to the image only because look, even with under this title, the text that's assigned to the top two items does not have red or handle located within the text. So it is literally taking the text, aligning it with images and text within the master data, and it's selecting the high probability based on the ratings of what has a red handle within the master data. Again, very powerful, and it shows too that the user doesn't necessarily need to know exactly what the part number is. It's very useful, user-friendly, and again, quicker to be able to identify, because if I needed to take the time, look up the part number, it's time that it could be spent perhaps going to somewhere else, and it's time wasted too. If I can just at least describe it quickly, and I can still have the opportunity to ask for help if I go confirm with an expert or what have you. So point is, it makes it very quick, and makes it very user friendly to get the results that you want based on your master data. Starting over a new search as well. We've talked about this semantic text. Again, you can type in the part number if you know it. Just as a typical search, you know the part number. If you know the manufacturer, it will give you everything that is linked to that. The other things that you can do, we've talked about bill of materials. Let's talk about filters. If you have an idea, say that I don't know, you have a bunch of fuses and you know that there is a bunch of different amperages that you can choose from. Well, I know for mine, I know it's a 16 amp fuse. Click on that option, click on the filter, and it'll give you everything within your master data. So again, it isolates your search within something that at least is known, so you can at least get more information going forward. Okay, so the other things that we talked about: semantic text, semantic image search, actual text, bill of materials, and filters. And again, we can scan barcodes, QR codes, and data matrix. For this example, we don't have those loaded within the master data, but understand it would work the same way that you're taking a picture of the part. You would just isolate it to that barcode within the text in the barcode. And as long as it's linked within the master data, you get the high rankings for that. So it starts to read that. It just, by clicking on this browse, it will start to look for specific barcodes instead of looking for a component with a red handle, so to speak. So that in general is a very top level view of what Partium is offering right now. There are many different features that we can provide within this solution. We do, and I haven't talked about it, we offer analytics as well, where we can look as far as even within a specific user parts, times these parts have been searched. We can run reports over months, over years, and give you an idea as far as maybe what is your top search parts, maybe parts that aren't being searched, where you can kind of identify as far as value add even within your inventory. Other things that we can start to look at too is as far as, looking at e-commerce side, it's been very important to further enhance that side of it, identifying the part and how we can further link it into increasing sales. All that is part of analytics too. Other things that we do talk about too, it has to do with the overall data security. This data typically is located and extracted and put onto our cloud. We have ways of extracting the data, especially as your inventory changes. Different things we can do that. So that in mind, that is where I would like to end this overview. And also welcome at the same time. If you have any questions, my email is on the slide down below. Give me a call. We can set up a meeting to talk in a little bit more detail, but hopefully this helps give you an idea as far as what Partium can do, and maybe gives you some ideas as far as how maybe it can further enhance either what you're doing today, or perhaps maybe if this is something that hasn't been started, you can give me a call. I can share some lessons learned as far as what works well. But it really starts with getting that information, questions, and again, having an open discussion, which I'm more than willing to do with you. So again, thank you very much for your time looking at this. And if you have any questions, that would be great. Let me know. And I look forward to talking to you very soon in the future.